sustainable bamboo forest management. And we will have 100 minutes to discuss it. And this meeting is with the support of the Worldwide Fund for Nature in association with INBAR. Facing the aging, weak operation and development, we realize bamboo forest management suffers from challenges, how to improve sustainability and how to improve the operability of the bamboo forest are essential. We have the honor to have stakeholders to share with us their vision and idea about the difficulties and challenges and giving us the solutions for sustainable bamboo forest management. We want to build a platform to support sustainable bamboo forest management and bamboo industry in China. We have Madame Li Hanying, professor from Zhejiang Agriculture and Forestry University. Zhang Hongliang, professor from Zhejiang University. Madame He Lei-Yan Carey, senior wood and supply forestry specialist at IKEA. And Professor Liu Min from National Forestry and Grassland Administration. And Chen Wenhui, professor from Beijing Forestry and Administration University. And Zheng Shihui, student from the International Center for Bamboo and Rattan, INBAR. And it's really an honor to be here. And we will have four keynote speech and a roundtable discussion. We will talk our opinion on some major questions. Looking forward to your contribution. With further ado, I would like to have Professor Liu Lanying from Zhejiang Agriculture and Forestry University to introduce us on the topic of effect of land use transfer on sustainable bamboo forestry management and industry. So can you have my screen share?
全体一下，好的。好。尊敬的各位参会代表。
Distinguished participants, good afternoon. First of all, thanks to INBAR and WWF for this great opportunity to share my understanding about the effect of land use transfer on sustainable bamboo forest management and industry. I would like to introduce from this several perspectives. The first one is the background and target and goals of the project. Previously mentioned by the moderator, the bamboo industry suffers from challenges in China. China is the country with the most bamboo resources. We have 11 ministries from the central government and local governments to issue policies to support innovation and development of bamboo industry. Zhejiang province is a major province in bamboo resources and industry. In recent years, especially since 1990s, China is the highlight in the world of bamboo industry, and Zhejiang is the highlight of the highlight, is the highlight of China. According to our survey, we realized the bamboo forest area is on the rise, but however suffers from challenges of all kinds. So the material price has reduced from the peak at 800 to 900 per ton to recently 400 RMB per ton. And the industrial value has been reduced as well. Suffering from all these challenges, we are working on the land use transfer and effective land use transfer to improve the forestry management and to improve the benefits and operation of the bamboo forest. We want to support Zhejiang province and other province in terms of the forest land bamboo forest utilization. We want to have intensive management and skilled large-scale operation of bamboo forestry. The research methodology, literature review, and questionnaire and investigation and focal point interview. And based on our findings, we wrote a report on the impact of land use transfer on sustainable bamboo forest management, and industry. We find 3 major counties, Anji, Longquan, and Longyou, which are rich in bamboo resources as case studies. We have 3 county cases and 1 village cases, the village from Anji County, and trying to analyze the feasibility of intensive operation and giving suggestions and proposals to bamboo forest management and industry. So the first one, Anji County. Anji County is the hometown of bamboo in China. After the year 2000 something, the bamboo industry take a dramatic decrease with low innovation, very coarse processing, and continuously dropping down of the bamboo price, raw material price, and low profitability, limited talent, and limited confidence in the industry. The innovation solution from Anji County, relying on the ecological resources, make a calculation on the effective operation of bamboo forest and the carbon storage and tradable carbon sink volume, and trying to rejuvenate the bamboo forest. They set up 2 co-ops in Anji County to lead 119 villages with an area of forestry bamboo forest up to 1,000 square kilometers to build to create these 2 co-ops, to create this 1 co-ops called 2 Mountains. They have received capital support, long-term low rate support from the State Development Bank of China. And also they carried out campaigns for the carbon sink trade transaction and trade. The result I would like to share with you. First of all, they are ecologically important. They help to preserve the forest and mountains and improve the revenue of forestry farming to support rural revitalization and common wealth and common prosperity in rural areas. By combining multiple resources, private resources, and public resources to promote the integration of urban and rural areas, I think it's quite a successful example. By combining the bottom-up and the top-down policy innovation to support and to promote reform pilot and to accelerate implementation, and also to strengthen infrastructure to support skill up operation of the bamboo industry And in the meanwhile, they use the industrial fund and capital support to create high quality bamboo industry and also utilize the intelligence from the higher education institutions to support innovation and to create added value to the industry. And another case is Longquan municipality. They're trying to use the secondary and tertiary industry to promote the primary industry and to achieve common prosperity. In Longquan City is also lies in the north in the south of Zhejiang province is the second hometown of bamboo. But however, due to the lack of personnel and labor forces, the bamboo-related products were not harvested during the season. So they're trying to create three measures to support the bamboo enterprises to achieve rapid development. By using the major enterprises or the leading prices to support the local ecology and to support the local industry, they create policy initiatives to support forest management and transfer through model innovation to accelerate effective operation of the bamboo forest. They utilize digital technology, innovation technology to push forward industry and also utilize financial tools to resolve the capital shortage of the bamboo forest and also to inactivate bamboo forest management. With the leadership or with the encouragement from the tertiary and secondary industry, the farmers or the bamboo forest managers are encouraged to develop the bamboo industry and to cultivate better and more bamboo resources. And we see a prosperity in bamboo industry in Longquan municipality. They also stick to the grain whole process integrated development and to have deep processing of the bamboo products. Longyou County is the third case I would like to share. They are creating a bamboo green circular industry park and they have preliminary process park for bamboo materials and create enterprises of bamboo food. And the success relies on the leadership of the government and also giving the full play to the market and to be always farmer-oriented or people-oriented to guarantee and safeguard the interest and right of the farmers or local people, and also to create tailor-made solutions to achieve synergy, and meanwhile to be always ecological, prioritized, and use innovation to lead the development. A village level development case I would like to share is from the Anji Hengxi Maozhu co-ops. With the co-ops, they have made revenue. They have expanded the revenue channels from carbon sink storage and bamboo material and etc. Intensive operation, currently speaking, it is visible through four perspectives. The first one, farmers are willing to exit the bamboo forest management, and new carriers have the intention to join. the bamboo forest management and to improve the skill of the forest. And also we have the policy support and financial institutions or instrument to support innovation in bamboo forest management.
通过
and comprehensive interoperability system arrangement by making sure the underwriting capacities, operating capacities, as well as the reasonable organizing capacities with a better entrepreneurial environment, for example, more flexible environmental policies. Thirdly, it is going to be more friendly entrepreneurial environment. For the long term, Zhejiang is very welcomes a very friendly entrepreneurial environment. It actually helps all kinds of enterprises to enter into the Zhejiang province, which can be showcased for the other different provinces. We also need to see other different environmental protection measures to be landed. For example, we also need to treat the different environmental pollution in terms of the suggestions I made. I actually think that from the patents as well, we are going to use the rights to be benefited the local farmers. In terms of the land, and from the comprehensive integrated system, it needs the comprehensive land support and in terms of the entrepreneurial environment. So we are going to promote the internalized, externalized of the trading costs. And we are also going to promote the combinations between the bamboos and other different cultural tools in terms of the environmental policies. We need to make sure there is going to be an orderly development for the small and micro-sized enterprises leading the consumption transformations. And in terms of the market development, we are going to initiate the green consumption, encouraging replacing the plastic with the bamboos. We are also going to highlight the digital empowerment, connecting the last mile, focusing on the people-centered as well as upgrading in the industry. I am not going to elaborate in this field. In terms of the industrializations and R&Ds, I have four part of the suggestions. I am going to enlarge the basic research support for the carbon industries, speed up science technological applications in schools, as well as to speed up the green and circular economies, strengthen the regional brands, co-sharing, and co-building. So I am also going to build a regional public plan, which is actually very helpful. So among the top 10 e-commerce platforms, this is our team. We have Mr. Li from the INBAR. These are some of our school team members. We also have Mr. Ronin from Michigan State University. I welcome all of you to pay a site visit to the Zhejiang ANF University. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Li. Madam Li is Professor Li is actually working on the environment and also forestry carbon fixation for a long time. So I think Professor Li has given us 4 short experiences. So about the experiences in Anji, Longyou, and Hongqi, about the case studies and applications, as well as the promotions of the cases, among other different supplying policies. So these are really practical suggestions. Now we are going to move to the next speaker, who is from the next speaker is Mr. He Liyan from IKEA Trade and Services China Limited. So this topic is about the IKEA's requirement for the bamboo material and bamboo forest.
好的，谢谢叶静。
Thank you so much.
我现在分享一下我的屏幕。
I'd like to share with you my screen.
好的，大家下午好。很高兴。
Good afternoon. I am really glad to be invited by the second Global Bamboo and Rattan conferences.
会议上跟大家进行分享和交流。
I am He Yan, coming from IKEA. So the topic I want to share with you the IKEA's requirements on bamboo and the expectations on bamboo forest. My today's sharing is going to be divided into three parts. The first part is a basic introduction to IKEA. Second is the bamboo requirement. And the third part is the expectations on bamboo industry. So let's talk about our IKEA and our vision. IKEA is a Swedish furniture brand. Our vision is create better lifestyles for the public. This vision is a direction which all the staffs in IKEA is working for. So here I want to especially notice is that for the general public, it includes all the people, including all of our customers and also our suppliers, as well as our staff. By the end of the year 2021, there are 267 IKEA markets distributing in 53 markets, and the total population of the staff is 225,000 people. The total sales is 41.9 billion, with 7.7% of the customers. The key advantage of IKEA is our design. We are designed for everybody. So IKEA thinks one good design should be working with the sustainability, form, low price, function, and quality. So in the product design, we have been seeking for these 5 elements. This is one of the major challenges. It also facilitates us for the further innovations. So let's talk about the design concept of the Rattan product. From the outlook, there is a very unique natural patterns in the Rattan materials. It also has a wide range of the product. From the product itself, the Rattan product is our higher price, our higher functions, and from the price, the raw Rattan material is our very stable price. And we are also working in terms of all kinds of the prices. In terms of the qualities, the Rattan and also the bamboo product can be used with a long durability. We are also trying to make sure that the Rattan product can be used for the long term. The final part of my introduction is going to be from the sustainability perspective. Bamboo is growing quite rapidly, and you don't need to replant the bamboo. Our country is blessed with a lot of bamboo resources. At the same time, all the bamboo is 100% of the bamboo is coming from the sustainability resources. And for the final part, in terms of the product design, we are trying to make it with a higher quality and high efficiency to save the material and also save the usage. So coming forward, I'd like to give you a brief introduction of IKEA's requirement to the bamboo shoots. The requirement is divided into 4 parts. The first part is the minimum requirement. So for all of the bamboo, they should not come from any illegal logging, social conflict, geographically identified HGVC, commercial forest, as well as the GMOs. This is the minimum requirement, the prerequisite for the suppliers to deal with IKEA. The second part is about the more sustainable sources. It means FSC certificated and also recycled material. And for the implementations of the sustainability targets, starting from the year 2012, we have came up with a long-term solutions. By the end of the 2020, all of the bamboo products should be coming from the sustainable resources. We are really honored to announce that we have finished this target. Definitely, the implementations of this target cannot be separated from the effort from all the IKEA staff, the employees from upper and lower stream. At the same time, we are not satisfied with the target that we have achieved. We have also came up with the 2030 agenda. This agenda has 3 efforts. I am going to give you a brief introduction about the three efforts. The first one is promote the responsible food manufacturing and management, making sure that the IKEA is going to be one of the major standards for the industry. Under this framework, we are going to guide the items and working with the relevant parties to increase the biodiversity and support the staff who is working on the forest. At the same time, we are going to using the responsible management knowledge. Second, we are going to suspend deforestation and reforestation landscapes by creating the forest. At the same time, we are going to identify all the raw material is not going to creating the damages. But of course, all of the wood and rotting material is not going to so we are also going to invest in some of the deforestation process and reforestation process. We are also going to help with the restorations of the land. The third part is that we are going to drive innovation to use wood in a smarter ways. So in this field, there are three parts of our efforts. The first part is that we are going to try to use the recycled material. Our target is that by the year 2030, all of these wood, 2/3 of this wood that we use is supported by the recycled wood material. At the same time, we are also going to promote the innovations in the material, reducing the reliance on the chemical products. Third part is that by 2030, we have the expectations on the bamboo SFM. First, we are going to improve productivity. At the same time, we are also going to work on the biodiversity, carbon fixations, as well as the people's demand. Second, we are going to increase the mechanical levels, improving the manufacturing efficiency. In the bamboo forest, we are also going to explore for the 2030 SDG targets. By working together with the relevant experts, we have conducted some of the exemplary projects, hoping to see that the following up effort is going to generate some of the exemplary efforts. And actually, in the parallel sessions this morning, we understand that there are a lot of the manufacturers which are not meeting up with the requirements. We are hoping to see more products which is working off the laboratory and into the production line. This is my sharing today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Carrie. IKEA is one of the major furniture manufacturers and also furniture brand in the world. IKEA has a strategic cooperation with WEF for many years. This year marks the 20 years celebrations of their partnership. And IKEA is also actively transformed from the biodiversity as well as the biodiversity in the forest. IKEA is also surpassing their own levels and focusing on the global manufacturing. The next speaker is coming from Mr. Zheng Shihui Madam Zheng Shihui, she's going to share with us the status quo and also the production increase potentials for the China's bamboo resources. I am Zheng Shihui, coming from the International Center for Bamboo and other resources. Today, I'm going to share with you the production potentials for the increases. My report is going to be divided into 4 parts: the researching background, researching method, and researching suggestions. We are a country with very enriching bamboo resources. We have 39 different categories, over 700 different bamboos. They are located in the Yangtze River region as well as other southern part of the regions. And some of the bamboos can actually be grown in the northern part of Qinling. Bamboo region, bamboo is actually located in area. So the bamboo forest industry is also one of the major components in China. On the left side, it is about the general bamboo industries. And according to the NICE research, it shows that by the year 2020, the bamboo industry has surpassing 300 billion RMB, among which the mushroom bamboos is accounted for 72.96% of the bamboos. Bamboo is boosting with a lot of values, where the Anji County in Zhejiang province is creating a lot of values, accounting for 20 to 30% of the general income in the cities, and the total revenue it generated is 123, accounting for over 30% of the revenue it generated. According to the Statistics Service, by the year 2020, the bamboo industry has been surpassing for around 300 billion RMB. This is one of the major rising industry in China. From this pie chart, we could see the bamboo forest is actually the regenerating bamboo forest. There are also the other different bamboo forests, including the some of the scenery bamboos, as well as the environmental protection bamboos, as well as the bio usage of the bamboos, as well as the bamboo shoots, and some of the people making bamboos. But currently, the bamboo industry is of lower productivities. The understandings of the bamboo resources in China can provide some of the basic support. In order to use the enriching bamboo resources and understand the status quo of the bamboo forest, evaluating the growing potentials from the bamboos, and also helping to reduce the bamboos, we are evaluating the bamboo industry in China, and also this is also going to give a very important support for the bamboo industry in China.
Moving to research methodology, literature research, and questionnaire. By searching all type of literatures to understand the species of bamboo, and meanwhile, on NKI.net.cn, we check the keyword of bamboo in the category of forestry, and to understand the literatures of the bamboo species, and also the breakdown, understanding of literature study of each bamboo species, questionnaire in 26 bamboo bamboo forest areas, and 3 major production areas of bamboo, altogether from 9 provinces. And finally, I would like to introduce you the research results. I would like to introduce you from the status quo of bamboo resource cultivation and utilization. And we understand that there are over 60 species of bamboo, accounting for 10% of the total species of Chinese bamboo under study. And for moso bamboo, there are total 21% of the 21% of the literatures about the study of moso bamboo. But also there will be other other research of the rare species of bamboo, and altogether 29 rare species. And the second is the bamboo resource operation status quo. We understand there will be a regional differentiation of bamboo forest operation. The bamboo forestry operation take according to 100%. In Jiangxi province, it is about 100%. In Zhejiang, Deqing County, it is less than 15%. So the operational bamboo forest is less than 15% of the total bamboo areas of the city, of the county. And then you can see the cost and revenue of the bamboo forestry operation. So this is the maximum can be the average revenue is ranks from 128 RMB to 7,560 RMB, with a very large span or differences between the two extremes. And we understand that with 1 RMB investment, and we can achieve 400 to 800 benefits or revenue out of this 1 RMB investment. And bamboo resource utilization potential, we have this kind of bamboo forest, and this high productivity, high efficiency, and economical. And in the meanwhile, the variation, and we need to do the research, R&D on the species, and also to build a bamboo for appreciation, for aesthetics. And also we need to cultivate different type of bamboo to satisfy all type of demands from the society. And now I would like to introduce you the production improvement potential of the bamboo forest operation. And we can use different irrigation methods to improve the economic benefits. And you can see this is the variation from 1989 to 2060 in Lin'an district. This is a bamboo shoot productivity. You can see that they are natural bamboo shoots and human overlayer of bamboo shoots. And this is another part of the bamboo forest operation in productivity improvement potential. Also bamboo area 4.69 million hectare, and we made several proposals based on the findings. First of all, is to improve the research and utilization of characteristic bamboo species, and to develop bamboo species based on the local characteristics, and to do more of the R&D and to develop new varieties. And the second is to improve the governance and the management of the bamboo forest, and to improve the basic research, and also to improve the efficient cultivation and intensive operation technologies, and also to encourage the investment, or to encourage the activity of farmers and peasants, and then to improve the governance and the production over the newly increased bamboo forest, and to improve the productivity of new bamboo forestry. Thank you very much. This is my introduction. Thank you, Madam Zheng Shihui, for your excellent sharing. It's very insightful, and different bamboo species. We can improve the bamboo operation potential. And also through your analysis, we can, you have proposed practical solutions to the management and protection of bamboo forests. Now I would like to start the discussion. I would like to pass the floor to Madame Li Yanxia from INBAR. Thank you very much for the speakers for a very exciting introduction. It also lays foundation for our discussion. From your previous presentation, we understand the bamboo forest management and operation, the pinpoints, for example, too high in the forest operation cost, and people have less confidence and in bamboo management, bamboo forest management, and operation, and the momentum in the industry is not up to, it's not that high. People do not have the high spirit in bamboo forest management. And through all type of methods, for example, like the land use transfer, co-ops, and technology upgrade, processing, and R&D, and policy to better off the business environment, etc. We have made different proposals, and for this discussion, we have 4 panelists. They are Liu Min professor from the National Forestry and Grassland Administration, and also a part-time researcher at the Tsinghua University. You can say hi to the participants. And the second is from Beijing Forestry University, a Professor Chen Wenhui, and agriculture theories and natural resource statistics and policies, biodiversities, natural protection, conservation, economic analysis, etc. These are his specialties. And also we have Madame Heleya Carey from IKEA. And the last panelist is Mr. Zhang Hongliang, professor from Zhejiang University and from Anji County. And we just proposed several questions. I want to have all the participants to share your vision on the decrease of the raw material price and increase cost in the forestry production and management. It is similar to agricultural activities. The cheap the bamboo is, the farmers are reluctant to practice. The higher the price is, the consumer are reluctant to purchase. So how can we coordinate these 2 points seemingly to coordinate? And how can we see things dialectically? First, I would like to give the floor to Mr. Liu Min. Can you introduce us from the policy perspective, from the national policy perspective? In terms of the rising cost, in terms of the rising cost of the operation and production of bamboo, it is mainly due to the labor cost rising. And there are objective and subjective reasons contributing to the higher labor cost. This is the urbanization and social economic structure change. And also the birth rate is low recently. And also there are less labor forces of the right age, migrant workers working in the city, live in the rural areas empty. So these are the major reason for the rising labor cost. In terms of the consumption, low consumption, that is mainly due to, first of all, the processing level of the bamboo products and transportation, logistic, import and export, operation and management, etc. From the national government perspective, if you want to have more national support to make a breakthrough, I think we can start from the several perspectives as I mentioned. The first of all, for example, we can set up financial service systems and government physical support. And second is to improve infrastructure for operation and management and mechanical activity, logistics and transportation. And the third is to advocate for innovation and we need to commercialize the science and technology and to coordinate between the academy, research institute, and industry and government. In the meanwhile, to promote the thing and also to build a QA and QC system, quality system, a traceability and quality evaluation system. And also, number 5 is to develop tourism, to have the culture and industry work in synergy and marching forward in synergy, and to create healthcare tourism and ecotourism. And in the meanwhile, we should create some non-tangible heritage out of the bamboo products. Thank you very much, Mr. Liu Min, for your sharing. Now, I would like to give the floor to Mr. Chen Weihui, professor from Beijing Forestry University. You can share with us from the bamboo forest development.
I am only listening to one part of these researchers' report. I think the professors before me talked about the rising of the cost and other different reality problems from the economic perspective, especially from the cost perspective. The bamboo industry is an industry for the long production chain. And if there are some of the rises in terms of the cost, for the different round price rise in the different part of the cost, I think in the final consumption part, it is where we can feel the most. If there is no high rising in terms of the consumption, and if we see it rising one proportion by another, so there is going to be some of the limitations in terms of the forests prices. During the value generation process, there is also a very limited value additions, creating some of the damage. That is to say, it is not matching the cost. The second problem is about all rounds in the bamboo industries for the different value distributions in the initial manufacturing to the other different sales. The returns cannot meet up with the requirement. The distribution are not very evenable or fair. So the sales part is actually, especially for the farmers and the cultivators, they don't have enough economic benefits, which is going to trap all of us in terms of the manufacturing. Facing these problems, I think we might think to borrow a lot of models and methods. The first part is that for the different bamboo shoots, we are going to use the different models to manufacture it. So some of the product while manufacturing it, we need to sell it directly, part in the middle round. Under the same price conditions, we are going to get a lot of support. So currently, we have some of the e-commerce platforms and the general sales numbers. As long as we can allocate more returns into the manufacturing runs. As Mr. Zhang Hongliang mentioned, there is going to be a manufacturing alliance. We should actually create an alliance for all the manufacturers. It is not only about one of the massive manufacturers. From the supply side, all of the supply and also the operation side, we should lower down our own cost. That is how we are going to lower down the cost throughout the process. And the final part is that I've been mentioning about the manufacturing of the forest is not only about the manufacturing resources, it is also about the value-added production. So we should think about the two parts. The first one is the environmental protection. The second part is that we should give some of the subsidies, and these subsidies is very beneficial. Another part is that we should attach the bioproduct, no matter for the carbon side. This is going to help us to get the return better. To a larger extent, it is also going to add more values to our work. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor Chen. You have given us a very good introduction in terms of the cost production, distributions of the cost, as well as reform from the supply side, as well as reducing the external limitations. There are multiple channels return. Thank you for your practical suggestion. Mr. Zhang, are you with us? Now I'm going to give the floor to Mr. Zhang to share with us how will INBAR make some of the breakthroughs in this field. How will INBAR do some of the breakthroughs in this area? So there is not too much activations from the general public, but there is not too much improvements in this field. We can see this shrinkage. So how do we make the breakthroughs, Mr. Zhang? Thank you so much, Madam Li. The bamboo forest industry in Anji province means that it has its own features. It is product-driven and also manufacturing-driven. The bamboo industry in Anji 20 years ago is about using the raw material. After the 1980s, there are two kinds of the manufacturing import. The first one is the importing the technologies from Taiwan. The second part is importing the technologies from Japan. So to the high part, there are 2,612 companies. Annual consumption of the bamboo material can be reaching 170 million bamboo shoots. That is to say, to the maximum, all of the semiconductor of the semi-and-half product of the bamboo comes to Zhejiang. So it is going to be a manufacturing leading process. All the other part is going to be the assistant manufacturing. If the product is of higher value, the researching activities, the manufacturing abilities is going to follow. So my idea is that we are going to speed up the manufacturing. We are also going to focusing on the product, which can be refreshing, not by the other different assisting manufacturers. INBAR restructured our labor resources starting from the 1950s, but it only postponed the decading process. It is not going to shift the product process. Currently, we are still using the stretching. That is to say, so many years later, we only make some of the renovations of the Taiwan product. So for the bamboo shoot product, there are some of the bamboo shoot product, but there are 1,000 companies. focusing on the bamboo shoot manufacturers. Some of the companies might think that the product is not very profitable. They leave this industry. The material is not needed. That's the reason why the product is dropped, the price is dropped. So we need to focusing on the initial problem, that is the problem of the sales. It is the company size problem. It is not about the research in the market. So we have Madam He with us. So there is a lot of companies supplying IKEA for the long term, but with a higher cost. IKEA don't want it. The product itself means that we need to focusing on the, if our product cannot be improved in the coming years, the bamboo industry is far from decaying. It's not far from decaying. It's not a governmental rating or governmental support. There are so many areas growing bamboos across the country. But if you check this up, the actual market means that for the capitals, for the recent years, if you check about this chart, there are some of the high value added products, not by the bamboo industry. If you look at our product, the bamboo manufacturers no longer manufacture some of the chopsticks. We need to face these problems from the industry-wise perspective. We also need to face the development of the product. It should be a combination of the cost, the favorite of the people, and if we cannot focus this, all the other effort is only suspending of it. I think that Mr. He has give us a very should be give us a very feedback. IKEA as a trader should be responsible to the market. So can you tell us some of the issues? Thank you very much, Mr. Li. I'd like to respond it from the company perspective. I think firstly, it is where the opportunity and the challenges lie. The applications of the bamboo materials is very widely distributed. We are a country lacking the wooden materials, but we are abundant with the bamboo resources. It used to be late in the world. So how could we better play the role as the bamboo shoots and also fully use the bamboo material? This is the area needs of all of our explorations. Second, we should also improve the scalable, focusing on the and improve the manufacturing result of the bamboos. We all know that the bamboo forest in China is actually being owned by separately and spacely, creating a lower damage to the manufacturing efficiency. I've been mentioned that there are some of the rising costs as this is becoming one of the confronting problems of the bamboo forest problems. The increasing of the bamboo forest manufacturers and efficiencies is something that we must focus. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lei Yan. I've been mentioned that there are scalable products.
兰英老师的这个报告里面，我们也看到，然后一些地方已经率先的。那么
In the report of Madame Li Ying, we also noticed some place did some pilot work to use the land use transfer to collect the small scale farmer work to a collective large scale management of bamboo forest and to create co-ops and to improve the intensity of bamboo forest operation to improve the allocation of resources and to improve the efficiency and reduce the cost in management and cutting and transportation. History repeats itself, and now previously we are trying to stimulate the participation and engagement of farmers in the process of development in this new era of social and economic development. We have the internal and external factors to support the bamboo forest management. In the land use transfer, what else should we focus? And the management entity has been changed. The main body of management has changed. So I would like to ask the question to Mr. Liu Ming to share your opinion on this change. Collective forest management. So we see at the beginning China has collective management, and then moving, and then it has been the land has been divided or distributed to peasants or to farmers, individuals, or per household. Now, then later on, China has the campaign of per household based contract of land use, and then nowadays we have another. As you mentioned, it's life history repeat itself, but it is not a simple repetition, but should be considered according to the new era, the characteristic of new era. So this is the trend of nature to bring all these small peasants or all the small farms to operate collectively and to create this kind of effect of skill. Previously, it is done by country, by the government, by the policy by force. But nowadays, it is due to the market driver, and we want to improve the pricing. We want to improve our voice in pricing, and we want to decrease the cost in related sectors or links. And previously, ownership and operation rights are governed by the government, but nowadays the ownership and the operation right are in the hand of the farmers, and the farmers has the voice, has the control to decide what to plant and how to plant. Previously, we are having a planned economy, and the country is one collection, and we do everything in the collection. But nowadays, the co-ops is different. The farmers are shareholders of the collective, so of the unity. So I think this kind of a collective operation can help to resolve the current obstacles in bamboo forest management. If we're using the stock share mechanism, so I think we need to develop a very reliable pact or agreement or contract, and we need to have a flexible dividend distribution mechanism, and also to incorporate farmers inside of the operation. For example, providing them employment and providing them the employment opportunities, and also government should play a major role as a monitor or supervisor. For industry development, what kind of role it can shoulder to support industry development? We have the industrial chain in the economics and supply chain in industry development. We need to optimize resource distribution and to improve the distribution and to change the supply chain and then to optimize the industrial chain. Thank you very much. Thanks, Mr. Liu Ming, for your excellent sharing, for your very profound analysis and deep analysis of this. You're introducing us this kind of trend from the early beginning, collective work to individual work, and now back to co-ops. So how can we create more incentives, and how can we reduce the cost? And these are very essential and crucial. Now I would like to give the floor to Mr. Professor Chen Wenhui, to share your opinion on this question. Thanks to the moderator. Just now, we discussed about the change of the management of the bamboo forests. I think it's more of the bamboo forest ownership and contract operation rights of it. So the operation revenue of the bamboo forest at the beginning was quite simple, but nowadays in the new era, for bamboo forests and other, so especially during the carbon commitment, China has the carbon rights, and in the future there will be water rights. So the forest right change. We should identify the ownership. No matter it is forest or it is the bamboo forest, it is a redistribution of revenue. As we previously have the individual or per household contract, but now in the future, we're going to have more detailed collective work in which all individuals have a clear contribution, clear distribution of benefits. As in the future, for forest or for bamboo forest, these are the blessing from the nature, and we will create more value. We will create more value or tap the full potential of the bamboo forest. And there will be new issues emerging from this. How can we distribute, and how can we identify the ownership of the new products, of the new potentials? 97% or over 97% forest ownership are approved by a certificate issued by the national government. So I think there will be a I think we should lay a solid foundation for the ownership and identification in the future, and also the operation rights. Now we have the stock share mechanism, and everybody in the co-ops are the shareholding mechanism. And maybe in the future, not beyond shareholding, we can have partnership. We need to understand the structure of the operation. The productivity itself, you invest the money and capital, you gain a proportion of shares. But however, management, we need to have a professional manager to operate the bamboo forest. If the operation is managed by the capital investor, I don't think it's going to work. We need to have professional managers with the related expertise in agriculture or in forestry or in bamboo forestry. So what I mean is we should incorporate different type of talents or different type of resources. For example, human resources with the expertise in this regard for management of the bamboo forestry, and also investor with the strong capital support. In the meanwhile, we need to have a very strong board to secure the interest and right of each individual stakeholders or shareholders, and also to protect the interest and right of small shareholders. We should also establish a committee of supervisor of the co-ops. Otherwise, the co-ops will be dominated by the major shareholder. So again, to protect the interest and right of everybody involved in the co-ops, and this also bamboo forest management and operation, from the cultivation to processing to distribution and sales, they are integrated. There is no clear boundary between these different links, and how to integrate them organically and efficiently is also another key concern. Some of the co-ops have intensive processing, but some of them, the co-ops are only able to sell the raw material. So this is not the integration of the co-ops itself, but also the integration of the industrial chain, the upstream and the upstream and downstream of the industrial chain. How can we link them together organically? So the co-ops is a new type of enterprises. We should manage the co-ops in a manner of corporate management. In bamboo forests are asset of the company or the corporate. They are the physical asset, but also there will be some intangible asset like ecological asset. For example, in Anji County, you are doing the carbon sink. Carbon sink is a part of the bamboo forest and also biodiversity. So what I want to say in these co-ops, in these corporates, in terms of the items of operation, there will be a change. Previously, it's more of cutting bamboos, but in the future, but nowadays there are more beyond that. Processing, preliminary processing, etc. And we need to encourage co-ops to enhance its voice in pricing or in the value chain, and also to improve its impact on the industrial chain. We need to address the operation mechanism, and also in the slide, we have the moderator introducing sustainable development. We need to have more investment and intelligent manufacturing and intelligent mechanical activities. In Anji County, there are some pilot programs. IKEA also advocates on automation. So from this perspective, from the perspective of bamboo processing or mechanical activity in bamboo or mechanical operation of bamboo, I just want to have your idea to what extent can we improve the efficiency and reduce the cost, and what else R&D and promotion need to be done.
Thank you so much, Madam Li. In the automations of the bamboo forest, it is being divided into two parts. The first one is the manufacturing that we have also explored into other areas. But actually, in the first part, for the manufacturing and transportation, we encountered a lot of problems. In 2013, we have been working together with Lin Jihua. We have also invited some of the Japanese experts to discuss about the collecting and cuttings of the bamboos. One major question and problem is the terrain of the bamboo forest. it has a very higher requirement to the machines. So far, I can see that the collection, we did not make a lot of breakthroughs in the collections and also the transportation. For the manufacturing of these bamboos, I could see that we have some of the highlights. Angie has manufactured over 80% of the global manufacturing, but for the collections, we have invited some of the research institutions, and by combining with this part with the robots, I think the major part is still the bamboo product. If you have the good bamboo product, there's going to be some people buy your product, especially the actually we need to concentrate the product. If you have a very good product, then there's not going to be every single problems. A lot of products can be manufactured automatically. So
就是你要有好的产品，有好的产品你就不愁这个加工的机械化和智能化，这是最为关键的。那么山上这个问题呢，我们还是要探讨，就是适应于这个我们竹林生长的中国的这个丘陵地形或者是山地条件下的采运设备的机械化，这个是很棘手的事情。它其实是有两个。
There are two parts. One is the terrains. So for the collections of the muscle bamboos, they are basically selecting it. For some of the people, if we are using years or 10 years, not along the manufacturing, this is a problem very difficult to be addressed. But we are still discussing that whether can we combining the collections of the bamboos with a unified collection. These are some of the explorations that we are doing. If we can use it, there's not going to be. I've been visiting the Germany wood loggers. I've been also visiting the Japan's wood loggers. But for the bamboo forest collections, there are other different problems. I think these are the two questions I want to discuss. And I also have something to say about the collaboration. So to the surface, this is actually a share-based and market-based collaboration. Because of the designs of the forestry area, the current collaboration is not follow the strict standard rules 100% because there is no standards. We cannot let the farmers enter into this area directly. If I am entered into this forest, so the forest still belongs, the bamboo forest still belongs to the ownership of the farmers. So there's no certificates for the forest ownership. The transfer of this ownership is still based on the contract. There's no single meanings in terms of the property right or equity. So it is just like buying an apartment. You sign the contract, but the household rights does not belong to you. So if we are talking about the collaborative operations, how can we really achieve it? A lot of governments is not willing to make the breakthroughs. So how can we make some of the corporations? So for Angie, we make some of the explorations. This kind of a policy breakthroughs is very difficult. I think it is one of the deadly threats to the stakeholder operation system. How can you see the contradictories? I think this is not something that we can imagine. The property right faces a lot of obstacles in the grassroots levels. So thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Zhang. You actually mentioned one of the major problems that we have encountered in the manufacturing. I think we have launched in a series of efforts in terms of the general manufacturing. So while bamboo is being collected on top of the mountains, and there are some of the problems that we have faced before, it's need more researching, and we should also focusing on the adaptations of the forest, especially for the bamboo's directions, because once we have collected by the machines, the bamboo should be in line with the basic demand of the bamboo market. So, Madam He Yuan, I'd like you to give more information to all of us. What is view for the machinizations from the company's perspective? Thank you so much. I'd like to share with you IKEA's efforts in the mechanization process. In terms of the different rounds of the supply chain, IKEA made a lot of explorations in the automations. Finally, we are going to provide the product with the highest qualities for the customers. From the manufacturing perspective, IKEA is working together with the suppliers for a series of manufacturing products to stabilize the collections of the product collections. And in terms of the manufacturing of the bamboo pallet, we are also working on some of the joint production products, working with the lower stream suppliers. And for each one of the rounds, we are going to have a continuous manufacturing. And for the final manufacturers, we are also working together with the relevant experts to make sure that there is going to be a higher productivity for the bamboo forest. One of these measures is going to use the collection methods. We are also going to use the automation transportation channels. So definitely, it needs the follow-up industries to work together. And we also need the input from all kinds of the companies to better use the materials. But actually, I hope that our attempts could be promoted. Thank you very much, Li Yan, for your sharing. We are looking forward that IKEA could work together with the suppliers. We are hoping that the experiences from IKEA could be shared with a lot of suppliers and replicated with the suppliers. For the time interest, I only have one last question. From the cost as well as the reforms of the forestry ownership, we have invited all of the distinguished guests to summarize the current bamboo forest operation. So the final question is that, from other perspectives, apart from the three dimensions that we have mentioned, are there any other different topics? We are going to give the floor to researcher Liu Ming. The sustainability of the operations of the bamboo forest should be focusing on the other areas apart from the property rights management. We should also focusing on the operation qualities of the forest to guarantee that for those of the farmers who are relying on the forest, they should have a very stable income. We should also focusing on the sustainability of the forest, bamboo forest. Thirdly, increasing investment, improving technology, cultivating talents, good legal framework, institutional frameworks. Fourthly, enhancing international cooperation, and let all the international organizations to play a better role for the international explorations, promoting the global industrial chains. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are going to work on this matter I think I am going to meet Mr. Cheng Peng. I'm going to give the floor to Mr. Cheng Peng. Today, we have discussed a lot of topics and questions about the sustainability operations of the bamboo forest. We've been talking about the actual economic benefit of the bamboo forest to the society, to the farmers, to the peasants, and also the value-added chains. From a comprehensive value-added chains, we are also going to focusing on the industrial output of the bamboo forest. That is how we are going to be benefited from the operations of the bamboo forest. No matter for the operations of the bamboo forest, we can generate something better and also better industrial complex. So that is to say, our awareness of the bamboo forest can be considered from a very comprehensive manners. Secondly, during the operations of the bamboo forest, while we are discussing all kinds of questions and problems, the talent should be at the core part. The policy support should also be at the core part. There's going to be some of the talent cultivations. We are in an era where all the disciplines are interacting with each other. So the operations of the bamboo forest means that all the questions that we have mentioned is about the studies of the forestry, economic management, manufacturing, among other different sectors, including the machinery manufacturing. We are actually going to generate overall collapsing, overall cross-disciplinary corporations. So this is going to be the operations for the bamboo forest improvement. Thank you very much, Professor Chen, for your final summarizations. Now I'm going to give the floor to Mr. Zhang.
好的，这个谢谢李老师。我
Thank you so much.
这个想法就是，我是迫切希望这个
I am eagerly to see that all of the bamboo industry could be cared by more capitals, more friends from outside of the forestry industries, because in the same system, we have sometimes been blocked by the overall resources. Some of the research needs the support from the market. Some of the observations needs the support. So the forestry itself cannot solve the problem. Thank you so much, Mr. Zhang. We should focusing on more multinational, multidisciplinary cooperation. And finally, I'd like to give the floor to Madam Carey to share with us her final opinion on this point. Thank you so much. I think what I want to say finally is that I am looking forward that all the researching results could be translated into the reality, serving the major industries. Secondly, I'm also looking forward that apart from the production chains, we can qualify the manufacturers and promote the sustainable operations in this field. Thank you so much. Now we conclude the the panel discussion. Finally, I'd like to give the floor to Yanjing to do the final summarization. Thank you so much. 1 hour before the meeting, we have discussed the problems from the general perspectives. Professor Li Danying has also given us some of the suggestions in the case studies. Using the forestry transfer as one of the focusing points, it is the highly value-added topics.
Mr. Zhang Hongliang introduced us the mossel bamboo species to introduce us the value of this piece and also the other species of bamboo, and for the inspiration for the understanding of other operators. And also we have the procurement standard introduced by some of the guests. If we can have a standard, industrial standard to facilitate the different links of the industry. And from intergovernment organization perspective, we have the potential and status quo of bamboo forest operation. No matter in the future, from the forest perspective or market perspective, we're going to see many potentials. In the panel discussion, for the inconsistency of the pricing mechanism, and also to improve the efficiency and reduce the cost. So we have our participants sharing from all these perspectives. They are giving us the upstream and downstream trade factors, and this is the end of the meeting. This is the end of this forum. We've been working in this industry in China for over 20 years, and bamboo forest has always been a key priority of us. And the bamboo is of social value, economic value, and cultural value. Compare with the other forests, bamboo forests have a certain kind of environmental risks. After the meeting, we are looking forward to more communication between us, and looking forward to have more communication to discuss on the key issues of bamboo forest management. We can work together on building mechanism and platform and implementing projects. Thank you very much. This is the end of the meeting. Much appreciation to you all. Thanks to the participants and thanks to the panelists. Thank you and bye.
会一起交流。
再见。
哎，再见，拜拜。
再见。